We have a moment of silence for the people of Morocco.
Don't do that. That's what they expect you to do. Okay, fine for you, but what about your puppies? All your puppies. God, am I the only one who's outraged here? I'm sorry. Enjoy your dinner. How come you still sit in the place for Brian?
Because when he comes home, I want him to know he never left our thoughts. I know you're thinking about him too, Peter.
Mostly the broke has promised me. Besides, we have a new pet, and we love our puppy kitty.
All right. Going back to lecture. It's probably like my 4th or 5th lecture. And there has been a lot, of big events have been taking place with the weather and with the earthquakes and everything. Now, let's start off with those forest fires, okay? Now, nobody is listening to my videos. I've told y'all in my videos that lava is coming up out of the ground. The lava is coming up out of the ground. The lava that's coming off the New Madrid fault line is flowing under Canada, okay? And the lava is coming up out of the ground. I mean, this concept is not that hard to grasp with those wildfires up there. Think about it. You have a hot-ass wildfire near the Arctic Circle that's out of control. Think about it. Use your heads for a minute. What's gotta be that fucking hot near the North Pole that's keeping them trees on fire? Lava! You got underwater volcanoes that they don't talk about. You got above water volcanoes that they don't talk about. Probably got one up there in Canada. That lava gotta go somewhere, or it's gonna pop up out of the ground. Just like you got a water balloon and you poke holes in that water gonna come out. It's the same concept with this lava, but the lava has found its own logarithm in order to pop up out of the ground and set shit on fire. I got a video of some lava coming up out of the ground and setting the fucking middle of the freeway on fire. These fires are not random. Ain't no little match or cigarette gonna start no fire of that size or magnitude. It has to be something big. And the only thing that's big enough to set a whole damn forest on fire is some lava. Just like it did Hawaii. Same shit going on in Canada. So that them icebergs and shit up there, they melting pretty fast because that lava keep pushing further and further north. And the further north that lava gonna push, the hotter it's gonna get up there. I know we have record-breaking weather temperatures up there this summer in Canada. I know we did. So now, we move on. The earthquake. died in Morocco. Now, for starters, if people properly prepare for these earthquakes and quit downgrading the earthquakes and quit downsizing the information and downplaying the information, then we won't have so many people dying all at once, like we did in Morocco. That's ridiculous. That's more than the Turkey incident. The Turkey incident, that many people didn't pass in the Turkey incident, I don't think. And we know that fault line is moving in between Turkey and Morocco. That's the final piece of all the movements of the fault lines. Like I said, even that 6.3 in Taiwan that everybody tried to blow up, that's the aftershock. All those earthquakes are aftershock after that Fukushima was at 9.2. That was the biggest earthquake in that hemisphere, on that side of the world. And that's what moved all them plates out the way. That's why I keep earthquaking in Malaysia all the time. That's why I keep earthquaking in Taiwan and the same spots that keep popping up. Earthquake, 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 earthquake. 3.5, 3.4. Those are aftershocks of the Fukushima event. Fukushima event moved all the plates on the other side of the world into our plate. Now, the New Madrid has to separate itself away from the rest of these plates, just like it did during the last shift that we had, or the previous shift of poles, how would say the poles shifting, right? So after Turkey and Morocco finish moving, America has to move. And anywhere along the New Madrid fault line, you can get a 9.0 earthquake during this movement, just like the Fukushima event. Alaska moved. Alaska had a 9.0 earthquake and moved on that side. So all you getting in California down the San Andreas Fault is aftershocks, because the San Andreas Fault has cracked. And I knew that without having to go all the way up in space and using a telescope to look at the ground. You got them big powerful earthquakes on the fault line up in Alaska. You got at least a 9.0 and a 7.6 or 7.8, something like that. It's been 3 big earthquakes up there on that Alaska peninsula, and that fault line is connected to the rest of the West Coast. So the West Coast is already moved. That's why you got all the earthquakes going on out there in California. Those number aftershocks. The Midwest hasn't moved. But when we do move, it's most definitely going to be catastrophic. The New Madrid fault line is holding on to 3 different regions of the United States. The North, the Midwest, actually, you could say 4 different regions. The North, the East, the Midwest, and the South. 5 different regions. The Southwest is holding on to Texas too, and Oklahoma, and the rest of the places. Because in between the Rocky Mountains is those 2 major fault lines, the San Andreas Fault and New Madrid Fault. Okay? Now, we're going to re-educate ourselves on earthquakes. We have to find the middle part of where these earthquakes are striking, especially if can be predictable. So if you can predict the exact location and the exact time of day where the next earthquake going to hit, then you should know when to move, or when to evacuate, or when to prepare your household for an earthquake. So in case there's any type of casualties, you can prevent yourself from becoming a casualty. And how does that work? Right? Like I said, you gotta, with this new magic event that's coming, you gotta watch that earthquake chart every single day. Especially if you live on the coastline, or if you live near, like I said, Lake Erie, Lake Ontario, those type of places, those in-between type of places, Rochester, New York, Buffalo, definitely have to watch Niagara Falls. We need a geological survey on Niagara Falls, because it's part of the event. It's the main part of the event. Like, all that water that's there, it has to move. It's going to move somewhere when the fault line moves. That's the danger. Niagara Falls is basically the most dangerous place right now, because it looks like it's a bottomless pit of water that's there, and it could fill up. And if it fill up and the dam that's there collapses, we're definitely going to have a huge major water problem all through the Great Lakes region. Like, basically, it's going to get out of control. So that's just something to look at in lecture, right? That we have to protect our own interests and protect the information they receive from each other, and cherish what we have, because the end is almost near. And we only have so much little time to prepare. On the side, I've been training myself to swim, just in case I have to encounter a large body of water, or I might have to save somebody. You have to have that U.S. Coast Guard life preserver, or you're going to basically drown, especially if it's a large vast of water that's flooding the area and you need to get through that area, or you need to just hang on until help comes. You need a vest. You need the United States Coast Guard issued flak vest. I call it a flak vest, but the swimming vest. And it'll help you float to safety, or float till whenever help comes, and you won't drown. I got one, and it works. I've tested it. I've tested it on all types of different water currents and everything, and it works. And I taught myself how to swim in the process of using the flak vest. So, yeah, the little things in this manner has to count. Every little thing has to count all the way up to the end. So, if you really want to know what's going on, you got to get your data together. You got to really put your data together. You got to really study these charts and study these times and dates of when the earthquakes are taking place, and be prepared in the middle part of where the two earthquakes strike. That is the rule. Wherever the two earthquakes strike, no matter what magnitude they are, that means it's going to earthquake somewhere in that middle part, in between those two earthquakes, depending on the surface and the height and everything of the earthquake. Also depends on the magnitude. So, citizens of Morocco and Turkey, as I see, need to prepare a little harder and don't forget